This is the online orientation for the Geauga County Public Library Digital Legacy Lab. The Digital Legacy Lab is a creative, collaborative, and educational space to digitize your memories and physical media. This orientation will introduce you to the Digital Legacy Lab's policies and procedures, what equipment is available, and how to finalize your project. For more information, check out our website at geaugalibrary.net/DLL. The link is in the video description. Before using any of the equipment or software, you must first sign the Digital Legacy Lab user agreement. This digital form is available on every Digital Legacy Lab PC and requires an active Geauga County Public Library or CleveNet library card. The Digital Legacy Lab is self-service. There are written and video tutorials, like this video you are watching now, available in the Digital Legacy Lab, as well as online at geaugalibrary.net/DLL. Library staff will not assist with digitization, so we recommend that you bring an assistant to help you out. You can also sign up to use the Digital Legacy Lab during consultation hours with a digitization specialist, who will provide one-on-one support. Digital Legacy Labs are located at all Geauga County Public Library branches. They are open during library hours and close 30 minutes before the library does, so plan your visits accordingly. Bookings begin in 2-hour sessions. You can book longer or shorter reservations depending on your project. Speak to a reference librarian in person or over the phone at any Geauga County Public Library branch to make your reservation. You can also book online at our website, geaugalibrary.net/DLL. You can make the most out of your visit by working on multiple projects at the same time. Most machines can be used simultaneously, although you cannot work on 2 audio projects at the same time. You should also make sure to bring a USB storage device to your session to save your projects and take them home with you. The Geauga County Public Library IT department recommends at least 8 gigabytes of storage, although you can bring as large of a drive as you like. You can also save to a CD or DVD. Instructions are available in the Digital Legacy Lab.
A USB drive is a portable storage device for digital files. Use it to transfer files from one device to another or to save files to access later. USB drives can also be called memory sticks or flash drives. You can buy them at drugstores, computer stores, retail stores like Walmart, or online. USB drives can hold different amounts of data. The smallest usually holds about 2 gigabytes of data. Large USB drives can hold up to 32 or 64 gigabytes of data. Depending on how you plan on using the USB drive, you may need more storage space. Find a USB port on your device and plug in the USB drive. Locate the USB drive on the computer. Click on File Explorer. In the menu on the left, scroll until you see your USB drive. It may be named different things depending on the manufacturer. You can rename your USB drive by hovering the cursor over where the USB drive is located, and then press the right button on the mouse. This opens a menu. Click Rename and type the new name, then press Enter on the keyboard. To look at what files are on the USB drive, hover the cursor over the USB drive name and press the left button on the mouse. File Explorer now shows you what is on the drive. These files can be photographs, documents, music, or videos. If the USB drive is empty, the window will say this folder is empty, and no files or folders will be there. You can organize the files by creating folders. To create a folder, click Home, then New Folder. Type the new name of the folder and press Enter on the keyboard. Now you can click and drag the files into the folder. Click and drag by clicking the left mouse button and continue pressing it as you move the mouse. You can choose more than one file or folder at a time and move them as well using the click and drag. To copy a file from your computer to the USB drive, first locate the file you want to copy. Then click and drag the file to the USB drive on the left. Click on the USB drive to see that the file is now on the USB drive. While open to the USB drive, you can also right-click on the folder where you have the file and choose Open in New Window to have both the USB drive in a window and the original file location in another. From there, you can click and drag your file to the USB drive and see it added in real time. If the files are large, you may see a loading window appear. Always wait for the file to finish loading onto the USB drive. When finished adding files to the USB drive, you must eject it to avoid corrupting the device. One way to do this is right-click on the USB drive and click Eject. Once the window closes, you can remove the USB drive from your computer. Another way to eject the USB drive is to click the caret in the bottom right corner of the screen. Click on the Safely Remove Hardware and Eject Media icon. It looks like a USB drive. Click Eject Media Storage, or on the name of the USB drive. Wait until the computer says it is safe to remove the USB drive or for the window to disappear. Then unplug the USB drive.
Next, let's go over the equipment available in the Digital Legacy Lab. First up are our photo and document scanners. The auto feeder scanner is ideal for scanning batches of photos or smaller documents up to 8.5 by 11. You can scan multiple sizes at once in batches of up to 36 photos. The auto feeder scanner can be harder on delicate items and sensitive materials, so if you're interested in digitizing those, we recommend using the Flatbed Scanner.
To convert photos using the Epson Fast Photo Scanner, simply take a stack of photographs and place them face down in the hopper, moving the guides so that they're on the edges of the stack. Then press the blue Scan button. The software will launch on the computer. At this point, you can enter any date or subject information for this batch of photographs. When finished, press the Start Scanning button, and the scanner will automatically start feeding photos through. At this point, you may enter another batch or click Stop Scanning to finish. From here, photos can be rotated, cropped, or edited. Editing can be done either by single photograph or in batches by highlighting more than one photo at a time. Occasionally, photos may jam inside of the photo scanner. Here we've selected a stack of photos with labels pasted to the back of them. This should cause a jam. We see an orange indicator light up on the scanner, and on the computer itself we will see an error message. In order to clear the jam, press the gray tab on the upper left edge of the scanner, open up the scanning head, and remove any photos that may be inside. Now we can close the scanning head and enter any photos that may not have been scanned, or click Cancel if we don't wish to scan any further.
The slide scanner can convert 50mm slides as well as 135, 126, and 110 negatives. Conversion is very quick, and the device uses a manual feed. Note that the files save on the scanner, not on the Digital Legacy Lab PC, so you must delete your files before you leave. This is the Kodak Slide and Scan. To begin scanning your slides, first remove the slide holder from the device. Open the holder, then place your slide into the holder, lining up the slide with the opening. Snap the holder closed. Reinsert the holder into the slide scanner until you hear a click. Now, turn on the slide scanner by pressing the power button. To begin scanning, first press OK to select film type on the home screen. Next, use the arrow buttons to choose your type of media. Press OK to select. You can also select the size of your film with the arrow keys. Confirm that your media is centered on the screen. Once you are ready to scan, simply press OK. The image will automatically save. This usually takes 2 to 5 seconds. To scan more slides, feed slides into the holder and push them through until your new image is centered on the screen. Repeat these steps until you have scanned all of your slides. If any of your slides are not pointing in the right direction, that's okay. You can adjust the image on the PC after you are done scanning. Once you are finished, press the Home button on the top of the slide scanner, then use the arrow buttons to select USB Upload. On the Digital Legacy Lab PC, an autoplay box will pop up. Click on it, then select Open Folder to view files. To view and edit your images, double-click on the DKIM menu, then on the 100 Media menu. From here, you can open your images to view by double-clicking on the file. Use the arrow keys to move back and forth. You can also rotate your images directly in the viewer. For more editing options, select the Edit button. From here, you can flip the image horizontally or vertically, or do more edits, such as brightness, contrast, or exposure. You can also use an image editing program available in the Digital Legacy Lab, such as Adobe Photoshop or GIMP. Do not forget to save your edits by selecting Save Options and then Save or Save a Copy. To save your images, click and drag the file onto your USB device. Select your USB device to confirm that the files have transferred. When you are finished, be sure to delete your files off of the slide scanner as they do not delete automatically. First, press the playback mode button on the slide scanner. To delete individual files, use the arrow keys to navigate to your image, then press the delete button. Press the arrow key once to highlight yes in yellow, then press the OK button. To delete all files at once, press the delete button twice, press the arrow key to highlight yes in yellow, then press OK. The Flatbed Scanner can scan slides, negatives, photos, and documents. This is not an auto feeder, so it is great for delicate items. However, it does take longer than the auto feeder scanner and the slide scanner. 12 slides can take around 15 minutes to scan, and a large photo takes around 2 minutes, so be sure to plan your visit accordingly. This is the Epson Perfection V850 Pro. You can use this flatbed scanner with photos and documents, slides, negatives, and film up to large format 8x10. It is great for delicate items. For large batches of photos, we recommend using the auto feeder scanner. To scan photos and documents, place your media face down on the document table. When scanning multiple photos at once, make sure there is about ½ an inch between each photo. Close the scanner, then press the blue Scan button to begin scanning. The Epson Scan software will launch automatically on the Digital Legacy Lab PC. Click the Scan button. The flatbed will now scan your photos. To scan film strips, slides, and film, first remove the document mat from the scanner cover to expose the light unit. To scan slides, first place the slide holder onto the scanner, lining up the white triangles on the right side of the holder with the bed. Now place each slide into a spot, shiny side down. You can scan up to 12 slides at once. When you are ready, close the scanner, then press the blue Scan button to begin scanning. The software will launch automatically on the PC, and you can press Scan on the software to begin scanning. To scan film strips, first remove the document mat from the scanner cover to expose the light unit. Flip over the film holder, then lift up the top layer. Insert the film, then lock the top layer by pressing firmly. Turn the film holder back over, then attach it to the scanner by lining up the white triangles on the right side. When you are ready, close the scanner, then press the Scan button. The software will launch and you can begin scanning. When you are finished, you can view and edit your images in File Explorer under Pictures. Double-click on the file to open, and you can navigate using the arrow buttons. You can also rotate your image directly in the viewer. For more editing options, select the Edit button. From here, you can flip the image horizontally or vertically, or do more edits, such as brightness, exposure, or contrast. You can also use an image editing program available in the Digital Legacy Lab, such as Adobe Photoshop or GIMP. Do not forget to save your edits by selecting Save Options and then Save or Save a Copy. To rename your files, click on the file, then select the Rename option in the toolbar. This will help you keep track of your files later. To save your images, click and drag the files onto your USB device. You can move files one at a time or all at once. Select your USB device to confirm that the files have transferred. When you are done, do not forget to eject your USB device and to replace the document mat if you were scanning slides and negatives. Next, we have our audio converters. These all convert in real time, so however long your audio is, that is how long it will take to convert. Be sure to add extra time to your session to include setup and saving. The cassette tape converter converts standard and chromium oxide cassette tapes using Audacity. You can also convert or edit your audio using Adobe Audition. To record cassettes, begin by opening the tape deck and inserting your cassette. If the tape begins playing, press stop. On the Digital Legacy Lab PC, open Audacity. Under Audio Setup, confirm that recording device is set to the cassette tape, and that playback device is set to whichever device you are using to listen. Then press the record button. Now press play on the tape deck. Your cassette will begin recording in the software. When the cassette is done, press stop on the cassette deck, then press stop in Audacity. You can trim the beginning and end of your audio by clicking and dragging on the audio wave, then selecting the trim option in Audacity. You can also trim the end by clicking and dragging on the end of the track itself to the end of your audio wave. To save your audio, select File, then Export Audio. Here, you can name your file, choose your file format, where you would like to save your file, and trim the blank space at the beginning of your audio. You can also edit your metadata, such as track title, artist, and album. When you are ready, select Export. If you did not change where the file is stored, you will need to move the file to your USB device. First, select File Explorer, then Documents. Double-click on the Audacity folder. Move your file to your USB device by clicking and dragging on the file. When you are done, eject your USB device. Before you leave, don't forget to rewind your tape and eject it from the tape deck. The vinyl record converter is set up to convert 33s and 45s. It also uses Audacity and records the records in real time. This is the Audio-Technica AP-LP120XBT USB turntable. It digitizes 33s, 45s, and 78 vinyl records in real time. To begin, first turn on the turntable. The device will light up. Place the vinyl record on the platter. Gently remove the cartridge protector from the needle. Switch between type of record by pressing 33 or 45, or press both to select 78s. The 45 adapter is located in the upper left corner of the turntable. Once you are ready, press the Start/Stop button. On the Digital Legacy Lab PC, open Audacity. Under Audio Setup, confirm that the recording device is set to Vinyl Recorder and that the playback device is set to whichever device you are using to listen. Then press the Record button. Use the tone arm lift to lower the needle onto the outside edge of the record as it spins. The record will begin playing, and Audacity will start recording your record. When the record is done, press the Stop button on Audacity. Then lift the tone arm using the lift and clamp it into its resting place. Press the Start/Stop button on the turntable to stop the platter from spinning. You can trim the beginning and end of your audio by clicking and dragging, then selecting the Trim option in Audacity. You can also trim the end by clicking and dragging on the end of the track itself to the end of your audio. To save your audio, select File, then Export Audio. Here, you can name your file, choose your file format, where you would like to save your file, and trim the blank space at the beginning of your audio. You can also edit your metadata, such as track title, artist, and album. When you are done, select Export. If you did not change where the file is stored, you will need to move your file onto the USB device. First, select File Explorer, then Documents. Double-click on the Audacity folder. Move your file to your USB device by clicking and dragging on the file. When you are finished, gently replace the cartridge protector onto the needle and turn off the turntable. Each Digital Legacy Lab comes equipped with a live audio recording setup and audio interface. record interviews, voiceovers, or your own voice using the microphone, or you can bring in your own electronic instrument and instrument cable for high-Z input. Note that the library does not provide instrument cables at this time. Finally, we have our video converters. First is the 8mm and Super 8 Film converter. This digitizes your film at least 5 times slower than real time, so keep that extra time in mind when making your reservation. For example, a 5-minute reel will take at least 25 minutes to digitize. Files save onto the converter, not on the Digital Legacy Lab PC, so you must delete your files before you leave. You can convert your 8mm and Super 8 film to digital using the Wolverine Movie Maker. This device converts 5 times slower than real time, so a 5-minute video will take at least 25 minutes to digitize. Begin by pressing the power button to turn on the device. For this video, we will convert Super 8 film, which requires using the red and gray adapters. Install the red adapter onto the left shaft. If converting 8mm film, you can put your reel directly onto the shafts. Open the light tray by pressing the tab. Then mount your film reel. Loop your film through the device following the solid line. Hook the end of your film through the slot on the receiver reel. Then turn it about once to secure your film. Inside the light tray, clip your film under the 3 white tabs, beginning with the one in the middle. Twist the film slightly to clip it under the 2 tabs on the bottom. This can be a little tricky, so don't be afraid to take it slow. Confirm that the film is properly placed, then close the light tray lid. Press Enter to begin scanning. If you have not already, confirm that your film type is selected using the film selection lever on the front of the device. Press Enter again. When you are finished, press Enter to stop recording. To rewind your film, open the light tray flap to remove the film, then swap the reels. If using Super 8 film, remove the red adapter from the left side. Then install the gray adapter on the right side before mounting your film reel. Loop your film through the device, this time following the dotted lines. Do not put your film through the light tray. Select Menu, then use the arrow buttons to select the Rewind option. Press Enter to start rewinding. When you are done, press Enter again to stop. You will need to move your video files from the adapter to the Digital Legacy Lab PC, as the files do not transfer automatically. To do so, first select Menu, then use the arrow buttons to select USB Upload. Press Enter. On the Digital Legacy Lab PC, an autoplay box will pop up. Click on it, then click on Open Folder to view files. Double-click on the Film Scanner folder, then double-click on the Movie folder. Your video files will be here, and you can double-click on them to watch. Click and drag on the file to move it to your USB device. Don't forget to eject your USB device. You can do so by selecting the caret on the right side of the taskbar, then select Eject USB Device. Files do not delete automatically off of the film converter. After you have finished moving your files to your USB, select Menu, then use the arrow buttons to select Format. Press Enter to confirm that you will delete everything off of the device. You can convert VHS tapes, DVDs, and VHS-C in the Digital Legacy Lab. These videos convert in real time using the Honest Tech Converter software. If you have a longer video, you can always stop and start the recording to make smaller files rather than recording the entire tape at once. If converting VHS-C, there is an adapter available in every Digital Legacy Lab storage bin. You can digitize VHS tapes, as well as DVDs and VHS-C at the Digital Legacy Lab. To begin, first confirm that the VCR DVD player is turned on. Then insert your VHS tape. If the tape begins playing, press stop on the VCR. Next, on the Digital Legacy Lab PC, open Honest Tech. Select Option, then check to confirm that the audio and video are set to AV to USB 2.0. Select OK. When you are ready, select Record in Honest Tech. Then press play on the VCR. Your tape will begin playing on the Digital Legacy Lab PC. When you are finished recording, press stop on the VHS player. Then press stop in the Honest Tech software. From here, you can edit your recording or burn it onto a DVD in the software. To save your files, close or minimize the Honest Tech software window. Then select File Explorer from the taskbar. Select Documents, then double-click on the VHS to DVD folder. You can click and drag your files from here onto your USB device. Select your USB device to confirm that your files have been saved. Do not forget to eject your USB device from the Digital Legacy Lab PC. You can do so by selecting the caret on the right side of the taskbar, then select Eject USB Device. Before you go, don't forget to rewind your VHS tape, and then press Eject to retrieve your tape. There are High 8 and Mini DV camcorders available to convert your video cassette tapes in each Digital Legacy Lab. This uses the same equipment as the VCR DVD player, so be sure to check that all of the cables are plugged in correctly. You can also bring in your own camcorder to use additional formats. If doing so, make sure that your camcorder is able to turn on and has an AV out port, and that you have a working power cable. To convert 8mm and High 8 video cassette tapes, begin by plugging in the camcorder. Be sure to keep the camcorder plugged in while you are recording to avoid the device shutting down while you are working. Using the cable labeled 8mm High 8, connect the colored plugs to the all-in-one converter. Then connect the AV jack to the yellow plug on the side of the camcorder. On the Digital Legacy Lab PC, open Honest Tech. Select Option and check that the audio and video are set to AV to USB 2.0. To load a tape, press the Tape Eject button on the top of the camcorder. The tape compartment will automatically pop out. Insert your tape, then gently close the side of the compartment. It will automatically close and slide back into the camcorder. Do not force the compartment closed or yank the tape in or out. This will damage the device. If the camcorder starts playing, press Stop. Select Record in the Honest Tech software, then press play on the camcorder. The video will begin to play on the software. When you are finished recording, press Stop on the camcorder. Then press Stop in Honest Tech. From here, you can edit your recording or burn it onto a DVD. To save your files, close or minimize the Honest Tech software window. Then select File Explorer from the taskbar. Select Documents, then double-click on the VHS to DVD folder. You can click and drag your files from here onto your USB device. Select your USB device to confirm that your files have been saved. Once you are finished, press the Tape Eject button on top of the camcorder, and your tape will automatically pop out. Remove your tape, then gently close the side of the compartment. To convert mini DV tapes, begin by plugging in the camcorder. Keep the camcorder plugged in while you are working to avoid the device shutting down in the middle of your project. Gently remove the cover on the side of the camcorder to access the AV out port. Connect the cable labeled Mini DV to the camcorder. Do not forget to connect the colored plugs to their corresponding plugs in the all-in-one converter. On the Digital Legacy Lab PC, open Honest Tech. Select Option and check that the audio and video are set to AV to USB 2.0. Insert your tape into the camcorder by sliding the Open Eject lever in the direction of the arrow and pulling open the lid. The cassette compartment will automatically open. Slide your tape into the compartment, then gently press Push. The compartment will close and slide back into the camcorder. Close the lid. Do not force the compartment or yank the tape. This will damage the device. Slide the power switch repeatedly until Play Edit lights up. Then open the viewfinder. If the camcorder starts playing, press Stop. Press Record on the software, then press Play on the camcorder. The video will begin to play on the software. When you are finished, press Stop on the camcorder, then press Stop in Honest Tech. From here, you can edit your recording or burn it onto a DVD. To save your files, close or minimize the Honest Tech software window. Then select File Explorer from the taskbar. Select Documents, then double-click on the VHS to DVD folder. You can click and drag your files from here onto your USB device. Select your USB device to confirm that your files have been saved. When you are done, close the viewfinder on the camcorder. Slide the power switch repeatedly and turn off the camcorder. Then slide the Open Eject lever in the direction of the arrow to open the camcorder lid. The tape compartment will automatically eject so that you can remove your tape. Gently press Push, then close the camcorder lid. Once you have finished converting your media, you can finalize your project using editing software in the Digital Legacy Lab. You can also come in just for the software. Keep in mind that whether you use the digitizing equipment or the editing software or both, you need to sign the user agreement. Each Digital Legacy Lab comes with a full editing suite featuring the Adobe Creative Cloud as well as open source software. This way, you can edit your projects in the Digital Legacy Lab with all available software, or take your projects home and continue working on them with the open source programs like Audacity, GIMP, Krita, Inkscape, or Blender. You can also learn more about the available software using LinkedIn Learning. LinkedIn Learning is free with your library card, and you can access it at giagalibrary.net under Research. That's it for this orientation. For more information, to check out upcoming programs, or to reserve your time in the Digital Legacy Lab, go to our website at giagalibrary.net. Thanks for watching!